Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Kelly's Bead Boutique. So today I'm going to show you how to make yet another knot. I've taken a little bit of leather and turned it into a real funky knot. It's called the double coin knot, but you know, I'm just calling these the Celtic earrings. So if you want to see how I do it, come and join me. Okay, so today to make our Celtic knot earrings, I have a couple pieces of leather, and I think they're about 14 inches long, and this is 1.5 millimeter. I actually prefer it in 2 millimeter, but I couldn't find the right finding, so we'll just have to go with a smaller look today. I'm also going to use a couple of these little tier cast Celtic little charms, and I've got some end findings, a couple jump rings, and a couple ear wires. So this one is a new one that I've just taught myself how to do, and it's called a double coin knot, and it's really simple once you get the hang of it. So what I'm going to do is come down towards the end, and I'm going to flip it back over itself to create a little loop. Then I'm going to repeat that again, so I'm creating another one going the same direction. So now I have sort of like a little loop, two loops like that. Now I'm going to take this loop here and I have to put it where the other one was. So I have to switch it underneath my fingers there. So I'm just going to sort of hold it so you can see that now. Okay? So now I'm going to take this inner one and I have to go underneath that one. And then I'm going to go down and up and through here. So I'm going down and then up and then over and then under. So it's always up and over and under. It's just like the other Celtic knot that I made, but it's got a little different look to it. So now you can see as I'm starting to pull on this that it's starting to form the little knot that I want. So now this one does take a fair amount of playing around with to try to get it the way you want. So you can see that it's already starting to form. Now I'm going to create a little bit of a different look with mine. I want to have something that looks slightly different than the original double coin knot. So I just keep pushing and pulling until I have it where I want it. So you sort of have to like figure out where you want to go. So what I want to do is I want to have a little loop down at the end here. So I have to manipulate all the other ones to try to do that. So it's there, you can see how it's starting to form now. So I need to make this one a little bit smaller. So I'm going to pull that a little bit tighter that way. It's hard for you to see because I have to kind of cover it and hold it when I'm pulling it. But you can see I'm just pulling and pushing and getting that where I want. But I want to try to keep a little loop here. Now, if you want to try and keep your loops exactly the same size, you can use something like a little mandrel. This is just a little pin that I've got here. So you can form it around there so that they all end up the same size. So I've tried it at home using a pen. You can do all sorts of things. But basically that's what I'm going to do is just sort of manipulate this around until I get something that looks sort of like that, because it's going to hang this way. So I want to make sure that they're even on both sides and nice and tight, because you do want this to be a knot. But I can't pull it in one sort of big pull, otherwise it'll end up you know, mismatched on either side there. So that's basically what we want. So now I'm going to do another one and try to create that again. So I wasn't going to do it on camera, but I think I will so you can see again how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to take that and turn that loop in like that, and then create another one like that. And now I'm going to take this tail and I have to swap it with these tails, but I keep hold of this in my hands so that it doesn't go all flying all over the place. Now I'm going to pull that underneath and I'm going to go down the first loop and then up through the center and then over this one here and under that one. So I'm going to try to do that so you can see that. There we go, and now you can see I'm forming my loop. So the hardest part of this is going to be getting them both looking the same, but I think we can do it. So I'm going to sort of get that one about the size that I want, because I want my loops to be similar. And the nice thing about this is you could always, you know, pull it back and take it apart if it didn't work. because when I was trying to teach myself how to do it, that's what I had to do. You have to just keep practicing. When I had a comment on my one of my videos that she said that knots are her nemesis, and I said the best way to conquer that is to practice. That's what I do. I just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. I'll take a piece of leather and it will just be beat right up by the time I'm done. But that way I get the look that I want. So you can see when I'm pulling this, I'm sort of holding the inside of that knot so that I make sure that it's not gonna pull too tight. So I want to see if these are pretty close. It's maybe a little bit bigger, but so what I do if I want to make it smaller is I follow the path and see where I have to make it. Okay, so if I want to pull this down, I have to pull this one here a little bit. I'm just going to pull it ever so slightly, and then I have to pull this one to pull this around now. There we go. And those should be pretty close now. Yep, pretty much exact. So it's a little bit of futzing around, but it's not too hard. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line them up on top of each other so that I can have my cuts the same. And I'm going to bring these across like this. And I want to leave about that much. So I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to trim them off like that. Okay, so now we have a little bit, and you could trim that. I don't know how long I want to make this, so I'm going to start with this. So I've got these little middle crimping ends, little cord ends, and you just crimp the middle section. So these are perfect for something like this. So I'm just going to get that up inside there and see if I want to shorten that a bit. And I think I'm going to shorten them just a little bit. So because I want to have a matching set, I am going to put them next to each other and trim off the same amount on both sides. Okay, so now I'm going to stick these little ends on there. And I want to try to have them even. Now it is a little harder because one side is not, when you pull them up you'll see what I mean, that they're not exactly the same. So you sort of have to hold them with your fingers. So I want to make sure that they're in there where I want them. And I can just see the leather on the top there. I don't want it sticking out. So now this has a midsection in here. You don't want to squeeze the outer sections, you just squeeze the midsection. So I'm going to squish there and then turn it over. And these are nice and tight, so you don't need glue, which is great. But just make sure you're just using the tip of your pliers so that you don't squish down the wrong part. So there we go. Look how cute that looks. So I'm going to take my other one and do the same. So just sort of hold it together so that they're right where you want them. And then stick them up inside the little cord end. And make sure you've got them going the right direction. And then give that a little squish. And again, just using the very ends. And you have to go back a couple times to get it in there nice and snug. Okay. So now we're going to take our jump rings. So I just have these small 18 gauge jump rings. Sorry if you guys can hear all the bashing next door. I have a sushi restaurant next door and they're in and out a lot today. So I'm just going to go through there, open that up a little more, and put that on the bottom. And just make sure that's in there. And tighten that up. And sometimes they won't go where you want, so you sort of have to snap it in there. And I'll do one more. So challenge yourself with knots. If you're not great at them, just practice. That's what I do. That's how I get pretty good at my knots. Look at how cute those are. Fun, fun. And I only like to make things that I would wear. So if I won't wear them, I won't teach them to you. So, and I would totally wear those. I think they're really cute. Now this is a really sort of beachy looking leather, but I think this would look really nice with a black leather. And I will put a link below to a kit for this. We'll make it up to a kit so it'll be a little bit more affordable and easier for you. And you'll get to pick out the colors of the findings that you want. So there you go. There's our little Celtic heart earrings. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me a like. Please subscribe to my channel. I put out a new video every Monday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from everybody. And thank you so much for watching.